This is your homework helper, Mrs. Anderson. Today I will help you with Lesson 5, Convert Customary Units of Weight. Please have your homework page ready and let's begin. On this homework helper section, it gives us an example. A white rhinoceros weighs about 2½ tons. How many pounds does the white rhinoceros weigh? So we need to convert 2½ tons to pounds, and we know that 2 tons is 4,000 pounds, and 1/2 ton is 1,000 pounds. So 2½ tons is 4,000 plus 1,000, or 5,000 pounds. A white rhinoceros weighs about 5,000 pounds. Okay, students, I like to remember this. If I'm going from a larger unit to a smaller unit, I'm going to multiply. And if I'm going from a small unit to a larger unit, I'm going to divide. So we'll use that as a reference as we're going along. So here I have 64 ounces equals how many pounds? Well, I'm going to look at the unit, ounces and pounds. I know that ounces are smaller than pounds, so that means I'm going from a smaller unit to a larger unit. And if I'm going from a smaller unit to a larger unit, I'm going to multiply. So I like to put the multiplication symbol right here. And then I'm going to ask myself, I'm going to take the number 64. So now I'm going to ask myself, how many ounces are in a pound? Well, there's 16 ounces in a pound, which means I'll need to do 64 times 16. And when I work out the answer, when I get the product of 64 times 16, then I'll know the answer for this one here. All right, let's look at number 2. 5 tons equals how many pounds? Well, I'm going to look at the units, tons and pounds. I know that tons are bigger than pounds. So that means I'm going from a larger unit to a smaller unit. And when I'm going from a larger unit to a smaller unit, I'm going to multiply. So I take my number 5 and set it here. 5 times what number? Well, I have to ask myself, how many pounds are there in a ton? There are 2,000 pounds in a ton. So I'll do 5 times 2,000, and that will be the answer. All right, let's go to the next one. Here I have 13 pounds, and I'm going to convert to ounces. So I'm going to look at the unit. I have pounds, and I'm going to ounces. I know that pounds are larger than ounces, so this time I'm going larger to a smaller unit. Whoops. I'm doing a larger unit to a smaller unit. When I go from a larger unit to a smaller unit, okay, I'm going to multiply. Okay, students, I just realized that I did the wrong thing here. I'm not doing smaller. When I go to smaller to larger, this should be division. Okay, I'm sorry, I messed up. You'll have to redo that one so that you get it correct. Because when we go from a larger unit to a smaller unit is when we multiply. So I'll have 13. And then I ask myself, how many ounces in a pound? There are 16. So I'll multiply those together to find the product. All right, let's look at number 4. This time I'm going from pounds to tons. Pounds are smaller than tons, so I'm going from a smaller unit to a larger unit. When I go from a smaller unit to a larger unit, I'm going to divide. So here I have 9,000, and I'm going to divide by, I need to ask myself, how many pounds are in a ton? Oh, there's 2,000 pounds in a ton. And if you'll remember, when I'm dividing, these zeros, if I have a 0 here, it can cancel out this 0. So these zeros are going to cancel each other out, and so I'm left with 9 divided by 2. So you'll do 9 divided by 2, and that will be your answer. All right, let's look at this one. Here I have 45 ounces. Ounces are smaller than pounds. So I'm going from a smaller unit to a larger unit. Smaller to a larger unit means I need to divide, and 45 will go here. Then I ask myself, how many ounces are in a pound, and that's what I divide by. Okay, number 6, I have 3 and 25 hundredths of a ton equals how many pounds? I'm going from a larger unit to a smaller unit. When I do larger to a smaller unit, I'm going to multiply. Here I have 3 and 25 hundredths. And I'm going to multiply. I'm going to have to ask myself how many pounds in a ton, and then use that number and multiply. All right, let's look at the back. A hippopotamus weighs 1.5 tons. What is its weight in ounces? That is exactly like this one. Oh, not quite. Pounds. This is tons to pounds. Here I'm going to go tons to ounces. So first I need to take 1.5 tons and change it to pounds. And then what the answer is, whatever the answer is, I'm going to need to take pounds and change it into ounces. All right, a restaurant serves a 20-ounce steak. How much does the steak weigh in pounds and ounces? So I have 20 ounces, and I'm going to change that to pounds and ounces. What fractional part of a pound is an ounce? Basically, it means fractional part's going to be 1. How many ounces are in a pound? There's 16. So if I have 1 ounce, that is 1/16 of a pound. Okay, ounces or pounds would be the most appropriate customary unit to measure the weight of a paperclip. Weight or length is a measure of how heavy an object is. Tons or pounds would be the most appropriate customary unit to measure the weight of a bag of flour. All right, let's look at number 13. A rabbit weighs 4 pounds 6 ounces. How many ounces does the rabbit weigh? If I change 4 pounds into ounces, that'll help, and then I still have these 6 ounces left over, so once I have an answer, I'll need to add 6 ounces to whatever that is to help me get the answer. Thanks for watching this Homework Helper video. If you have any questions, you may ask me at school tomorrow.